I'd like to talk to you someplace private.
I'd like to know what the fuck you're doing out here on the edge of nowhere.
I came to tell you
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
The anticipation surrounding the possibility of Interstellar 2 has grown into a phenomenon of its own, fueled not by official confirmations but by the emotional weight the first film left behind. The universe crafted in the original story was so rich, so thought-provoking, and so visually overwhelming that fans have naturally continued to imagine what might come next. The idea of returning to that universe where love, time, gravity, and survival collided in a deeply human story has created a level of curiosity that refuses to fade with time. When people speculate about a sequel, they aren't just thinking about another sci-fi adventure. They are thinking about the continuation of a philosophical journey that challenged the meaning of connection, sacrifice, and destiny. What makes the discussion more exciting is the storytelling potential that still remains unexplored, the characters whose arcs were left open, and the cosmic questions that the first film dared to ask but never fully answered. One of the biggest reasons fans continue to hope for Interstellar 2 is the lingering emotional thread between Cooper and Amelia. The first film ended with a reunion of sorts, but not the one audiences expected. Cooper found Murph again, old, wise, and proud, but their time together was short, and her final request sent him into the stars once more. That moment created a powerful setup for a future journey, a father leaving behind a world, finally saved so he could search for Amelia, who was stranded on a distant planet preparing for the possibility of new life. This unresolved storyline has become the beating heart of sequel conversations. People want to know what happened to her, how she handled isolation on a newly forming world, whether the colony survived, and how their two storylines might intertwine again. The emotional weight of their separation left enough room for a new story to unfold naturally, without feeling forced or manufactured. Speculation about what direction a sequel could take usually revolves around the science that defined the first film. The original story was built on complex ideas: black holes, wormholes, relativity, multidimensional beings, and these concepts still hold limitless narrative potential. A continuation could expand on the mysteries of the Tesseract and the beings who created it, exploring whether these entities were humans who evolved far beyond physical boundaries or something else entirely. A sequel could also explore the new planetary system introduced at the end of the first film, giving audiences a chance to witness humanity's attempt to build a new home from scratch. Fans have often wondered how such a settlement would function, what challenges the settlers would face, and how survival on an unfamiliar planet would reshape human society. These questions create a natural foundation for a second story without straying from the philosophical tone that made the original film unforgettable. Another compelling direction for Interstellar 2 could involve the unpredictable consequences of time. The original film played with relativity in ways that shocked viewers, showing how minutes on one world could mean decades on another. A sequel could deepen this theme by exploring how time continues to distort relationships and destinies. Cooper's journey to find Amelia might involve passing through gravitational anomalies or encountering cosmic events that alter his perception of time once again. It's possible he arrives long after Amelia's colony has evolved, or perhaps long before she has even adapted to the planet. This built-in unpredictability creates tension and emotional stakes that would feel authentic to the interstellar universe. The idea that the universe itself becomes a character shaping lives, separating loved ones, and bending fate adds a poetic complexity that fans crave. The potential continuation of Cooper's arc alone offers enough emotional material to fuel an entire film. In the first story, he was a pilot, a farmer, a father, and a man carrying the weight of a dying planet on his shoulders. A sequel could explore how he has changed after witnessing realities beyond human comprehension. His return to space wasn't just another mission, it was an act of loyalty, hope, and unfinished emotional business. Watching Cooper navigate new worlds while wrestling with the memory of Murph, the future of humanity, and his unspoken connection with Amelia would create a story that is both intimate and epic. Fans are drawn to characters who balance deep emotional vulnerabilities with extraordinary responsibilities. And Cooper remains one of the most compelling protagonists in modern science fiction. Amelia Brand's story, too, carries tremendous narrative potential. She was left alone with the responsibility of starting a colony on Edmund's planet, a world with the promise of life, but without the guarantee of survival. A sequel could delve into her psychological journey as she handles loneliness, responsibility, hope, and grief. It could show her scientific determination tested by harsh landscapes, ethical dilemmas, and the uncertain future of a colony that depends entirely on her decisions. Audiences might see her discovering new forms of life, experiencing unexpected dangers, or grappling with moral questions about shaping the future of humanity. Her storyline could either remain separate until Cooper finds her, or intertwine with unexpected cosmic events that pull her into a larger mystery. Fans have also long imagined how Murph's legacy could influence a sequel. Even though her arc appears complete, her scientific discoveries reshaped humanity's future, and her work could continue to echo through the new story. Whether through her research, her students, her technological breakthroughs, or messages left behind, Murph's presence could guide Cooper and Amelia in ways that honor the emotional impact of the first film. Her character symbolizes intellect, courage, and the human spirit's refusal to surrender to despair, a continuation that ties her legacy into the future of the colony would feel emotionally satisfying and spiritually connected to the first story. One of the most exciting aspects of imagining Interstellar 2 is the exploration of new worlds. The original film introduced viewers to a range of planets, each visually stunning, scientifically intriguing, and narratively symbolic. A sequel could introduce even more exotic environments, using science-inspired concepts to build tension and wonder. Perhaps the new colony faces unexpected ecological challenges, or maybe Cooper encounters planets shaped by forces unknown to humanity. These environments could be crafted not just as backdrops but as integral parts of the story, testing characters emotionally and physically while pushing the boundaries of imaginative filmmaking. The thrill of discovery, fear of the unknown, and beauty of cosmic nature all serve as powerful storytelling tools. Another fascinating direction a sequel could take is the growing mystery of the beings who constructed the wormhole and tesseract. The first film hinted that they were advanced versions of humanity, but this idea was intentionally left open to interpretation. Interstellar 2 could explore this concept more deeply, showing how humans evolved or will evolve into multidimensional beings capable of perceiving time as a physical dimension. This concept alone opens a door to philosophical and scientific questions about destiny, evolution, free will, and the nature of consciousness. A film that dares to explore these themes could deliver something both intellectually stimulating and emotionally resonant, beyond story possibilities. Fans also wonder how a sequel would maintain the emotional tone that made the first film timeless. Interstellar was not merely a sci-fi film. It was a deeply human story disguised within grand cosmic mysteries. Any continuation would need to honor that emotional core, focusing not only on space exploration but on relationships, sacrifices, and the unbreakable bonds that shape human perseverance. The universe in Interstellar isn't just vast and empty. It's a mirror reflecting humanity's desires, fears, and hopes. A sequel built around these truths would feel like a natural extension rather than a hollow attempt to recreate the original success. The journey toward a sequel concept also sparks discussions about the themes that could evolve with the new story. The first film explored survival, love, time, and destiny. A continuation could widen this thematic palette to include rebirth, responsibility, the ethics of colonization, and the fragile relationship between humanity and the unknown. These themes resonate strongly in modern times, making a sequel feel not only timely, but meaningful. Connecting emotional storytelling with cosmic wonder has always been the strongest element of Interstellar's identity, and a sequel could amplify those ideas while introducing new layers of complexity. On the speculative front, fans often imagine how the emotional reunion between Cooper and Amelia might unfold. Would they finally find each other after years shaped by cosmic distortions? Would Amelia be unchanged or transformed by her time on the new planet? Would Cooper arrive early enough to help build the colony or too late to rewrite history? Their reunion or the journey toward it could become the emotional centerpiece of the story, giving audiences a sense of closure, renewal, or even unexpected heartbreak. The tension between scientific realism and emotional storytelling is what made the first film so powerful, and a sequel could use that dynamic to deliver another profound cinematic experience. The legacy of the first film creates an enormous expectation, but it also provides a nearly boundless foundation for storytelling. A sequel doesn't need to mimic the original. It only needs to respect its essence while expanding its universe with creativity and depth.